All right, it's that time again, isn't it? Where I give you an update from behind enemy lines. But in this video, I'm going to go a little different route. I'm going to talk about my Achilles heel, because it's being used against me so heavily and religiously throughout the program's lifespan. So that's from 2008 to here in late 2022, where the states and intelligence agencies who not only run the program, but also responsible for the social and political persecution against me, Stephen Bell, in the open, they always go back to this Achilles heel. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about what my Achilles heel is. It's because in a brief period of time in my life, I have engaged in some, what you can say, unconventional, for most people, sex acts. I had sex with that transsexual that one time. I was completely coked out of my mind. I had to sniff 3 grams of coke just to go through it, which is kind of telling of how much I really didn't want to be in that situation, but was anyways. And I have also, periods of my time, had anal play both with my girlfriend and without, both giving and receiving. And after we split up, I didn't just give her all the sex toys that we have bought together, but I kept them also after we split up. I don't know why, but I did. And this is kind of the crux of the matter, which is my Achilles heel. And after this period of time in late 2010 at some point, I have also watched transsexual porn at times. So these are the 3 things that you could say are unconventional for most people, even though here in late 2022, none of the things that I have just mentioned here are really out of the ordinary. But because I'm a straight man who fancies and is attracted to women, and I don't have any attraction to men and never have whatsoever, then the subject matter, and maybe also because the kind of person I am, you wouldn't automatically think that I have had this brief history with the dark side, or whatever you want to call it. And so this is being used so heavily against me as a means of saying, well, he hasn't been advertising with these this part of his life, and therefore it must mean that he is some kind of a sex criminal because he's hiding these things and what have you. Obviously, I'm not hiding anything. I have also spoken about this previously, especially in my video from earlier on this year, The Truth Even When It Hurts. But obviously, I'm embarrassed, and it's not something that I'm proud of. So it's not something that I'm announcing in every video. But because it's being used so religiously against me, I really need to address this Achilles heel, which really shouldn't be an Achilles heel of any type, because it's just so hypocritical. Then you, here in late 2022, when you have the establishment of multiple countries literally pushing much more perverted behavior onto the smallest of onto the youngest of people, to accept God knows what, before they're even old enough to make their own decisions. So in contrast, my little brief brush with my identity crisis, or whatever you want to call it, is really nothing to be so shocked about, that it should be able to be used against me the way it is being used against me now. So this is me talking about my Achilles heel, and letting everybody know exactly what is what. And of course, the state and the intelligence agencies are obviously building upon reality and making everything extraordinary, and everything is being made into fantastical narratives and whatnot. But this is just the cold, hard and embarrassing facts of this part of my life.